YouTube? What the crap's going on? HeirofCarthage here, back on Total War Attila and the legendary West Rome campaign now. Before we get started, yes, I am on the road. I will be throughout the week, so the microphone quality is going to be different. I do my best to work with it, but it is just challenging. I wasn't able to pack my blue snowball mic that I normally use, on the road, so I'm using what I have in my headset, and I'm doing the best I can. It is very difficult to get the sound to be anywhere near the quality that you're used to. Many things have happened since I last played, and you all might be thinking you missed a lot, but you didn't really. There was a bunch of really annoying battles that I would record, and I go back and watch, and I'm like, these are just lame. And I don't want to show you those battles. Like, some of them went good for me, some of them went bad for me, but they just weren't very exciting. The ones that went bad, I made lots of idiotic mistakes, and the ones that went good, were just kind of, boring old battles the way they normally play out. And it just wasn't very interesting. Now, what happened while you didn't see? I had to attack the Huns because they dropped down into Italy, and I didn't want them there. So I did attack the Huns, and you can see them kind of marauding around now up here, and I'm going to actually move up north and try and chase them off. I don't want them there, so I'm going to go ahead and move this army back to there, and I'm training in some Legio Comitatenses because I'm busy trying to get up here to the Tier 4 infantry compound so I can trade out my elite Palatina for Herculani Seniores, and when fighting the Huns, these Legio Comitatenses are a better choice due to their armor and better block chance. In fact, the Legio Comitatenses on the legendary setting might just be better, period, because of the extra health, armor, and block chance that you get. We can actually put some integrity +5 in foreign territory. Huh? That's interesting. If he ends up in foreign territory, that could be handy. Let's see. Barbarian map, spotting chance, research rate for military development. Sure. Campaign spotting chance, campaign movement range. I like that. Let's give him the extra integrity when in allied territory. So I've got some armies retraining. That's good. And I'm at the maximum number of armies, though, unfortunately, I do believe. Yeah, I'm at 10 of 10 armies, and I really do need more right now. That's kind of the frustrating thing. I can easily afford it, but I can't train anymore just because there's an artificial cap put on me by the game itself. So it kind of is what it is. I've got this army here making way to help relieve Carthago from its siege from the Garmontians, and they should succeed in doing so. I've got this army out here on the way to help relieve the siege of Cydamus, where once again the Garmontians are trying to push me, and they are pushing. I'm trying to go right up until the point where I start suffering attrition, and we'll have to try and move forward on the next turn and see if we can get down here to relieve Cydamus. There's probably going to be other Garmontian armies, but I kind of just have to deal with this at the moment. I have a ton of money because I haven't spent my money the last couple of turns, and we've lost a number of military units. And I'm retraining, so that's why my income looks pretty high. But of course we have stuff that's being completed, building, and I'm kind of in an interesting predicament up here. The Geats just all of a sudden sailed in with 3 stacks of transport ships. I killed probably 1.5 of them in a battle here that was extremely annoying because all of the Geats were on transport ships, and it took 40 minutes to resolve it. It was incredibly annoying, and the Geats won anyway just by sheer weight of numbers, and so now Appius actually has to turn and face the Geats by himself. So this will be a risky situation at best for Appius, and a deadly one at worst. So he's gonna just have to step up and get it done, though. We don't really have another choice. So that's what we're going to require of Appius in this case. So Appius, you have to be the man. And then with Sextus, I'm kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place here. I've got the Abdani blockaded. There's not much they can do about that, but they can still bring troops across this little spot here, which puts Sextus in a tough position. There are basically, but by the time you count in the garrison here, which is going to be really oh, that's my garrison. It's why do they get Roman troops in their garrison? They don't. So yeah, by the time you count in this massive 4 Celtic cavalry raiders in their garrison, if you use the double garrison, it just helps you. It makes this too easy. Yeah, look, they get the double garrison too, people. And it doesn't make the situation any easier for Sextus right now. And all of these, I don't know what all these units are. putting Sextus into combat there could be extremely risky, and something that is a diminished army's battle effectiveness or hinder their campaign movement progress. Inflicts army casualties, moderate effect, sabotage army. Reduces armor, ammunition, and damage of all units in the target army. That's kind of cool. It's like a 50-50 chance there, though. And this one inflicts casualties on multiple units in the target army.
I will teach them to think.
Wow, we succeeded there. That's good. Let's take a look at the upgrades on this guy. So, ruse, subversion, intimidation, oppressive foreign agent, assault units, harass army. We should probably increase that one. And we got trap, oppress, assault unit maybe. We'll just make both of those a little bit better, and we'll see how that goes. Oh man, yeah, we're in a bit of a dicey situation. It could be better at this point. It could certainly be better. So I feel like I'm kind of split up more than I want to be, and I kind of have an unused army stuck here to Carthago, so the sooner I can relieve it, the better, because I have armies that are needed elsewhere, and I really want to wrap things up with the Garamantians so that I can focus on getting rid of people like the Geats. It's just definitely, it's an issue right now. It's definitely an issue. Food market, governor's house, amphitheater. Let's upgrade the cattle pens. I just have a ton of buildings going, and this one, unfortunately, we're gonna have to make up for the stupid Geats coming in here and taking over some of the stuff. I am up to the circus here, though, in Londinium, which is certainly helping to slow any effects from public order penalties, which that's definitely good, but let's see. I'm going to end the turn for now.
What do you wish of me?
What is this, a priest? I could probably use this priest up in Britannia. I don't think he's any longer needed here. Yeah, we should be good. Let's take this guy, and I'm going to start marching him all the way up here to Britannia. It's going to take quite some time to get him there, but I do need him there. And let's see what we can upgrade him with. Compromise command, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what's going to be particularly useful for him. Okay. I want to get through a turn in so I can fight some of these battles. We're going to need some epic wins on some of these battles. Because right now, I mean, my foes are trying pretty hard to challenge me, and they've done a pretty decent job of it. The Garamantians, along with the Picts having those armies up there, and the Geats all of a sudden jumping into this, which I kind of made fun of them when they did, but they've actually got me in a bit of a pinch now, which is going to put Appius's life at risk. And here's the Visigoths now that my navy's busy sailing out all these things too. So this is going to be interesting to get this stuff finished. I'm thinking those Hun armies are going to run from me. The Geats should attack Appius, which at least I can fight this battle defensively. This is still going to be a pretty big battle. However, what I'm considering, rather than giving the Geats the opportunity to fight me with all of these different stacks, which some of the stacks are very crappy, but rather than letting them... Nordic Axe Warriors, these guys are not crappy in the least, and the only prayer I would have against them is a massive Matiari volley. I'm going to fall back and see if some of their stacks continue to chase me, which they did, and if they spread out a little bit, yeah, here they go. Are all four of them still going to be able to reach? You got to be kidding me. All four of them can still reach me? All four of them. Of course. When the AI retreats, it's like halfway across the continent, you know. But when my guys retreat, no, yeah, they're all good. They're still going to catch you. We're going to have to fight this. These Nordic Axe Warriors are an extreme issue. And there's more of them in that one. And there's one more in each one of those stacks too. The Nordic Axe Warriors on the Legendary, probably just by themselves, would cut through my entire army. So they're going to have to be dealt with my Matiari. I do not have any long-range skirmishers, which means my cavalry is going to have to do an extremely good job of holding off enemy cavalry, which it is not actually meant for. Fortunately, the Geats don't have a lot of cavalry here. We're going to need to take an advantageous position. I really do not want to see Appius get killed. Sure, there's some Sextus fans out there that would like to see him get killed, but I do not particularly want him killed. I need a good position, but my men also need a good position to kill the enemy with my javelins, which kind of means open ground. I kind of want my Mattiari like a little bit bunched up here, but the AI is probably going to put all their forces together on me. Thinking about sacrificing my spear units to let my Mattiari get the rest of their shots off, and I'm gonna have to do a lot of harassment with my Maori and Equites, which is gonna keep my cavalry handy. I've got all my guys on fire at will for their javelins because we're gonna need to effectively unload a lot of javelins into the AI. I want to find their Nordic axe warriors and see if I can pepper them with javelins. Unfortunately, all their infantry have javelins as well.
Enemy reinforcements approaching.
So probably the next best thing I can do is see if I can get some of their cavalry off the field. At least that way I don't have to worry about their maneuverability. Nordic mounted raiders.
The enemy has been spotted.
I don't know though. Kind of tempted to just get in behind these axe warriors. Yeah, because they don't really have a ton of cavalry. There's just a few more Nordic raiders there. My scout equites can probably handle them. What do they got over here? Another Nordic horse raider. Let's go see if we can get that Nordic horse raider off the battlefield and then go harass their axe warriors. If I can get some javelins into their axe warriors, that would just be absolutely brilliant. So I'm going to be careful because there could be units hidden in the woods. And while the AI is forming up, I just want to see if we can do some damage here. Chase these guys. You going to throw your javelins or not?
Quickly now!
Seriously though, you can throw your javelins now. Like, I mean,
We've revealed their deception. The enemy are ambushing
my
us.
guys didn't throw their javelins, and they're on fire at will, and you saw it. That's brilliant. And I just took a nasty volley of javelins from these stupid axe warriors. That is so freaking irritating. They were in range, didn't fire. I think they may have finally thrown a couple of javelins, and I'm beyond irritated right now. If that's how this battle's going to go, then it's going to be a very short battle. Appius is probably a dead man. There's so many javelins on the enemy infantry that it's extremely concerning for me right now. It's going to depend on where they line up their Nordic axe warriors. I have to effectively deflect their Nordic axe warriors. If I do not, then I'm a dead man. More or less, Appius is a dead man. I think their axe warriors are on my left, so I'm going to move my little missile screen over here to the left. Do these guys have expert charge defense? They do not. Perfect. They don't have what I need them to have. And they do have cavalry moving forward here. This is bad because they're going to use that to disrupt me. Their cavalry is going to just make a beeline for my skirmishers, and it's going to end up wasting a bunch of my javelins that I would really like to get spent on their infantry. Wonder if we can... No, because then we're just going to eat all our own javelins. The scout equites, so we're going to have to just have to let this happen. Look at that. Unit survived. The Nordic dudes survive here. All the javelin volleys. They should go down. I'm going to pull these elite Palatina up over here. Let's go get a little bit offensive so we can keep my Matiari safe, because they are the key to victory here. Oh crap, there's Nordic Axe Warriors over here. Crap, oh, run, run, run. It's too late. Crap. I'm gonna have to start getting around over here very, very quickly. I'm gonna try and focus down some of these Nordic Axe Warriors here. Freaking give it to him, Matiari. Let's go. We have very little time to get this done.
Units have returned to the battle. The men have thrown down their weapons and are fleeing.
Okay, yeah, look at that. Look how quick. 2 losses for the Axe Warriors. They just absolutely sliced right through my men. And my elite Palatina are losing on pretty much every front, so Appius, you are a dead man. These Axe Warriors are going to own me something fierce. Oh my gosh. Yeah, there's just, I cannot put enough javelins in these guys fast enough, and they are faster than me apparently too. Let's see if we can get these Axe Warriors off the field over here. If I can get into the back of this group and maybe hold those spears. I don't think we can kill those Axe Warriors, but even if I can just keep them held. The the Axe Warriors just absolutely pummeled my men. As expected. Fall back, fall back, fall back. Appius, fall back. Maori and Equites over here. This is never going to work. There's just... We did manage to get rid of 1 Axe Warrior finally over here.
We are losing our advantage.
Okay, you run there. You javelin them. You javelin them. Javelin them. Maori and Equites really need you over here. Yeah, we're just going to get completely run over by Geats, and I think Appius is going to die today. So it was good knowing you, Appius, but I had no idea these guys had Nordic Axe Warriors, and you have no prayer against what they have brought here. I will do what I can here, but what I can do is very, very little. My Matiari have gotten some kills, not nearly as much as I'd like against completely unarmored Axe Warriors, but we'll have to take what we can get. And they're just going to have countless numbers of troops pouring into the battlefield. We took another Axe Warrior off the field.
Men have broken and are fleeing.
Let's get the Maori and Equites moving. Let's keep their javelins. Okay. Scout Equites into this Axe Warrior. There's no way I really can kite these guys to death, unfortunately. No, 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 there's another unit behind them in the forest. Hopefully we'll take out that Axe Warrior. I think we will. There's more Raider cavalry on the field now too, so I've lost my mobility advantage. I'm try and get away from these guys as long as I can. See what kind of damage we can cause.
Quickly now! Enemy units have rallied and returned to the battle.
Turn around and javelin that cavalry. Javelin it. Kill it. Kill it.
Quickly now!
Yeah, I can't kite these guys fast enough, and I just don't have the troops left to finish this fight off. I think we can kill a fair portion. Maybe if we can get Appius all the way back here to the corner and camp him. At least let him make a final stand. He's probably going to rout before anything else happens, but let's just see if we can pull some of their troops away from the fight. These Matiari are going to be very tired soon, if they're not already. I wonder if we can kill this general out here. That certainly wouldn't hurt anything. He doesn't really have a lot of support around him. I'm going to run everybody back up to that corner. I'm going to see if we can try and kill this Nordic warlord. I somehow doubt it. I'm going to try and hit him point blank with javelins in the back, and we'll see what we can do. I'm going to kill a lot of my own scout equites, but I think that if I just charge into melee, he'll end up winning. I'm going to have to at least put 1 or 2 volleys of javelins in him to soften him up a little. And if we can kill that warlord, get Appius up to the corner, we probably still have no real prayer, but I'm going to try it. Come on, soften this guy up good. I'm going to go off fire at will. Yeah, I've killed all my own scout equites doing it.
The men have thrown down their weapons and are fleeing.
Got a point-blank rear charge here, though, and it ought to be fairly devastating to this Nordic warlord, but he's probably going to try and fight to the last man. We'll see. He's wavering, wavering, wavering. Please die. Please die.
Their general is dead. A lethal blow.
It's a lethal blow of swords. Okay, these Maurane Equites, I need them over here quickly, so I'm going to go into rapid advance.
Rallying. They're not done yet.
Okay, I'm going to do everything I can do. Like I said, it's going to be minimal, but if Appius is going to die, I'm going to send him out with a fight. His Palatina is not going to be of a superb value here. Keep running away from those hurlers. My guys would normally beat the hurlers pretty bad in melee, but this is not a normal situation. This is legendary. Okay, I'm gonna come in on these units. Oh, there's a spear unit there, for crying out loud. Just keep getting away. I can do rapid advance again. Okay, Appius. Crap.
The men are losing faith.
There we go. Let's get into shield wall. Oh, there's pikes and everything around up here. Good grief. I'm gonna just let one of these Matiari sacrifice itself just to hold for a minute. I'm gonna try and kill some of these pikes with my javelins. And I don't know, we'll just see what we can do in the end of this fight. It's gonna be minimal. I got both my scout cavalry back though. Being chased once again by a stupid spear unit. So, just hoping to kill a bunch of these spears. Just kind of keep going. Maybe we're gonna lose all my Matiari here. I'm gonna go ahead and throw all the javelins off my scout equites. I really doubt all this will be enough to save Appius, because he's just gonna rout whenever the rest of the army routs. But like I said, if he's gonna die, I'm gonna try and make these guys pay for it. Oh great, I'm getting attacked by warhounds now. That's perfect. Okay, we just cleaned up a few of these units. Let's take these Maurane Equites back up closer to the red line. Let's maybe see if we can use these Matiari. Matiari will put up some fight in melee, but they're not going to be great. Okay, really want you up out of the way of those spears. Wow, we actually routed them. Hit that pike unit. Let's see if we can finish off this pike unit. The enemy troops are definitely suffering morale shocks. But they just keep coming from across the map. There's going to be more and more and more. Up to and including another Nordic warlord and javelins, so... Thinking... I'm going to take these cavalry over here and hide. I'm going to put some of these... I'm going to try and put some of these Matiari up here to help Appius. Okay, let's just fast forward and we have to see what happens here. This is going to be the last stand of Appius, and Appius will be a dead man.
Losing hope.
My Maori, oh great.
The whole unit has been destroyed.
All my men just routed. Fan-freaking-tastic. You might as well just rout now, Appius. See if you can get away alive. Yeah, he's not going to have a dang prayer even in the shield wall. His stats are just complete crap. So Appius is going to die overrun by Geats. He's putting up a decent fight considering that he's just like absolutely wavering here. It's too bad we don't have any of my troops left because I could have used War Cry and a rear charge and potentially caused quite a lot of routing here. Yes, please throw javelins into the back of your own men. That'd be good. It didn't say Appius died, but I don't think he's going to get away from this alive. If he did, it would be pretty miraculous. And I don't have anywhere to retrain, which now is going to put even more pressure on me. So things are going to get tough. Fortunately, Appius did kill 3,000 Geats in this battle, which, all things considered, how many axes they had on the battlefield, I wouldn't say I did good. But we killed about as many of them as we could hope to kill. But like I said, I'm pretty sure this is where Appius dies. Sorry, Appius. That's what happens. That's what happens when you are controlled by air, and honestly, Sextus now is in a pretty great deal of danger. And then I'm going to need armies up here as quick as I can get them. The Geats are just rampaging through my territory here. And then I can't let the Ebdonians get loose out of their blockade because then they'll have stacks everywhere. So what looked like a pretty competent capturing of Britannia has turned into an absolute mess because of the Geats. I don't think the Geats will have an easy time taking Londinium though, fortunately, and it's built up pretty well. But the surrounding areas they can take, so I'm going to have to get an army up there as soon as possible. It looks like the Garamantians are going to lift the siege and try and pin me down up here. Yeah, they're going to pull 3 armies together at once. The AI always pulls this crap. If I retreat, though, I might be able to lure off some of their forces. They have a significant number of camel raiders, and that concerns me a great deal. The Matiari ought to be pretty good at cutting down the camels, but I'm going to need my own cavalry. I mean... Desert Levy are not going to be very good. I mean, their troops really aren't that good. Let's fight this. We need some kind of victory here to try and make up for the fact that I got Appius killed, and I really want a victory. If we could tear down their cavalry, which we do have the tools to do, this can be a victory. And I think that if we put our Legio on the flanks, supported by cavalry with spears in the center to support the Matiari, we should have the potential tools to pull this off. Let's see, are all these javelin cavalry? No. None of these are really javelin cav, they're actually just light melee. Okay. Well, let's see what we can do. I've got my spears to kind of form a line here in the center. I'm going to put my Matiari behind them. And I'm going to run Legio on the flanks. And I'm going to support with cavalry on the flanks. Okay, let's see what we can do. Let's see if we can push forward and do something about the enemy here. I mean, they don't have any... I kind of like to get to that high ground before they do, so I'm going to try and push it. They've got some archers. Come on, guys, get to the high ground. They're not going to get to the high ground. Piece of crap.
We're being ambushed!
Okay, I'm going to stop and just let my javelins loose on these mercenary desert raiders. They're probably going to go straight through my spears. Yes, they did, and right into my javelins. Freaking hate cavalry on Attila sometimes. Start trying to close the gap here. Okay, we routed some of their cavalry early on. It's not really the best place to be fighting. Let's kind of pull these guys and bunch them up a little better. Pull up the Legio. Okay, I think that we are maybe moving. We need to interrupt this. What? They have guys behind me.
Damn! Our ambush troops have been detected!
I'm gonna try and get around and get their bows, at least for the time being. Trying to get over here and run these guys down.
Our general is being attacked! Keep him alive!
I'm gonna try and kill those Garmontian Lancers, except I can't. They've got guys coming through the center. Okay, you all chase down the bows, bring these units back, and let's go harass the enemy Desert Chieftain. Hit the Desert Chieftain with all the javelins, please. Okay, these guys can be brought in. We've got multiple units coming up behind us. My javelins are routing.
Our men have given up and are running for their lives!
Okay, we just need these men back down here. They're gonna get my javelins in the center. It's frustrating. Their Desert Chieftain has been annoyingly alive, and they've got another unit over here. Been pouring stuff into their Desert Chieftain, and he's been surviving. A little bit irritated about that. Let's bring this cavalry back over here. There's a horde of slingers that are going to need my attention. This cavalry is going to be needed for the same thing.
Our victory grows ever nearer!
That is good news. But the bad news is my general is engaged with the Desert Chieftain. I'm going to pull it in behind the Desert Chieftain, engage there. Let's go help our general out. I'm pouring some javelins in from behind. My general is... Look, I'm sitting here shooting a cavalry unit with my javelins, and my general is the heavy infantry unit, and he's the one dying. So irritating. Let's pull one of these guys out. Cavalry just got wrecked because I forgot about it. Now I have nothing to answer the blob, except for these mounted javelin men. At least my general's gonna survive temporarily. Save your javelins, Mattiari. We're gonna need it. Let's try and free up some of our infantry while this cavalry temporarily displaces their skirmishers. And we might still be able to pull this off, even though it's a bit of a disaster on my part. This would help me get rid of several Garmontian forces all at once.
The men are running! Stand and fight, damn you!
Let's pull the Legio up. We're getting good rear charges here. I think we can rat out their center. Their troops probably don't have very good morale. And our cavalry back here, the sacrifice should hold long enough for me to take care of business here. Still a lot of troops coming onto the battlefield though, so no need to get too hasty in my celebration. These Desert Legionary defectors will not rout, even though they're wavering and completely surrounded. That battle, I moved forward, and I shouldn't have, because I gave up the good terrain, but I also had an army behind me, and now here's all the camel warriors, and this is a problem. This is a huge problem. They still have a ton of slingers too, which is also a huge problem. You can see my guys already going to start taking a withering barrage of slinger fire. I'm going to have to pull back, leave my spears here to sacrifice. This is my only prayer, and it's not a good one. Got this cavalry unit back here that I badly need. Oh, those camel warriors. Those camel warriors. General, you might want to pull back to a safe distance. The camel warrior nuke is about to land. Okay, yeah, you're going to have to just throw all your javelins at the camel warriors. Kind of stop these camel warriors. Throw your javelins here where we'll do less friendly fire, but those camel warriors will just absolutely wreck my my legionaries.
The men are broken and are fleeing.
We need to get around and get at their slingers, but we also have to make sure all the rest of their support troops are cleaned out, which they're not. And over here, we're going to have to get into Testudo to have any prayer of weathering this storm. The enemy camel warriors are actually not doing particularly good right now. This is good news for me. And I've still got cavalry back here. If we can weather out the slinger storm, I still don't know that we can pull this off. I'm just getting completely rampaged by camel warriors. And I can't go attack their skirmishers until these spear units have committed to combat. Yep, their stupid lancers just charged right through me over here, and if I move to attack, their missile units are going to tear me a new one.
The men are broken and
But at this point, I kind of have to risk having my missile units get torn apart. No, you got to pin down all these spears. See if you can kill the spears. Oh, my general, my poor general. Those Garmontian Lancers are just doing a pull-through. Tie down the spears. Okay, we tied down the spears, at least I'm trying to. Hit those mercenary lancers, get the cavalry around. This is a desperate battle. It is a very desperate battle still. One that I'm not very certain I'm going to win, but the Garmontian Resolve does not look particularly good either. That brace ability would have been good for me to pop earlier, get the attack versus cavalry and elephants, though it wasn't super significant. Outflank those spears. Get out of my way, you stupid... God, dumb sacks of crap. Chase those stupid bows off. Don't have time for that. Let's see if we can get rid of these mercenary legionary defectors.
Our advantage has been lost.
No, it's not. I command all of you to stay in the fight. By the will of Patchy, we will win this battle. Stupid archers back there, my biggest concern.
The men are broken and are fleeing.
Okay. You all come over here, blob in, take these guys out. We gotta rout these guys. If we can rout this blob. Okay, if we can rout this blob. If we can just rout this blob. Some of their units are not wavering. I've got to keep this cavalry alive. Okay, please get back in the fight.
The men have rallied.
Get this cavalry off me, please. Can't afford this cavalry right now. Let's see if we can lure it through our own Comitatenses unit. Okay, if I can get that Desert Tribesman to give way. They've just got a few bow units left. Okay, the Desert Tribesman has given. Okay, just come help pin down that cavalry. Legionaries, just run these guys down. The archer fire is real. See if we can use brace here. Trying to use brace. Come on! There we go. That'll give these guys a bonus versus cavalry. These mounted skirmishers are just not dying. And their bowmen continue to succeed in pulling away from me.
The unit is running from the enemy.
Of course they are. This one mounted javelin cavalry is getting hundreds of kills against my infantry. Just attack them, please. Thank you. Oh my gosh. Whoa, that was close. Woo! That gets rid of several Garamantian armies, which is going to help me substantially. Wow, this episode was trying, to say the least. I'm not real happy about losing Appius. Not at all, and I'm extremely concerned about the safety of Sextus. I may just have to keep him in a fortress until we can get reinforcements. And that may just be exactly what happens. But at least we have put some serious hurt on the Garamantians at this point. And if I recover my losses, that's going to leave these guys mostly broken and scattered. With Cydamus now recovering, and the army in Cydamus should be able to help mop up what's left of the Garamantians there. They have one more army obviously making for me, so I mean, but now we can bring those reinforcements down from Salty Carthago. Oh, this is going to be crazy, folks. It's going to be absolutely crazy. Now let's see what the Huns are up to. They are running off and raiding. I don't have time to chase them. I'm just gonna send the army that I was going to go after them through Shall Not Pass. We'll mop up the Thrungian raiders and head on up to Britannia to try and reinforce Sextus, who is in deep poodoo. Londinium, though, can probably be held, and then Sextus can probably hold where he's at as long as our fleet keeps the Abdonians pinned. We'll see. Definitely going to be a bit of a hairy situation. So, hope y'all are enjoying this one. Definitely better come back to see how this drama unfolds, because this is definitely some of the biggest challenge that I've faced since the early game. We've got some enemies in some kind of unpleasant places right now, and we need to get them taken care of. Hope y'all enjoyed it. HeirofCarthage signing out for now.